Hello, Mom, and thank you for taking the time to sit down and have an interview with me on how your food habits have changed during the quarantine period.
You're welcome.
So, starting off, what is the biggest change in your eating habits you've noticed during the quarantine period?
I've been making an extra effort to eat healthier, eat less carbs, more fruits and vegetables.
And then going off that, how many meals do you eat a day, and at what time would you say you eat most of the meals?
I still probably eat 3 meals a day. The biggest thing for me is I snack less. I eat breakfast around 7:30 in the morning, lunch around 1 or 1:30, and dinner around 7:30.
And with eating the less carbs and still having 3 meals a day, do you still find yourself being full? Like, are you still
Yes.
full and satisfied, or are you hungry?
I'm still full. I'm trying to eat even less, but I am still getting exercise.
And then so I guess you kind of answered this in a way, but how have you changed your diet at all to cope with the lack of exercise? Or have you changed it at all?
I've changed it a little bit. I just keep trying to eat less. Or if I'm hungry, instead of having a crackers, I'll eat carrots or celery or tangerine.
Okay. What has been your go-to meal during the quarantine period? Or
Salad.
go-to snack?
My go-to snack are carrots, celery, tangerines, rice cakes.
And do you put those with anything, or you just kind of eat them plain to minimize the carbs?
Sometimes I put hummus and olive tapenade on the rice cracker or dip the celery and carrots into it.
Do you find yourself cooking at home more, or eating or getting takeout during the quarantine?
I am cooking at home more
Why is that?
because you're home. Because you're home.
Home cooked meals are always better. And have you found that just going out to get dinner is like you've kind of deterred yourself just because of?
It's just easier to go to the grocery store and get food for most of the week.
And when going to the grocery store, do you notice any difference? And then what might they be?
Yes, the shelves are relatively empty when it comes to staples, such as flour, even tomato sauce, pasta, beans. Those shelves are empty. However, I purchase mostly fresh food, so it hasn't really had a big impact. Produce department is pretty full, so we haven't really had any problems.
And then how have your shopping habits changed during the quarantine period? Do you go to the store as often?
I go less frequently,
How many times a week would you say?
maybe twice, and buy more rather than I used to go more frequently and buy less.
How many times would you say you would go prior to like the lockdown shelter in place order?
Probably 4 or 5 times a week.
Okay. Being knowledgeable about health, as you can see by the meal prepared. There, look at that, very healthy. Do you have any tips for people looking to buy healthy food at the market, and what would they be?
Yes, stay away from processed food. Oh, the additives are just not good for you in general, but better to eat fresh fruits and vegetables, lean protein, lots of good things of fish.
So like fish and
Yeah,
chicken?
because it has good omega-3s, which is good for stress.
Okay, thank you. What types of food do you suggest in order to boost your immune system and stay healthy?
Same thing, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables with the nice different colors of vegetables.
And do you know what what the colors do for you?
I know that just getting lots of different colors gives you different vitamins. Good vitamin C. Also good to eat some rice and beans, which is healthy. Just staying away from processed foods in general is the best thing to do, or high-fat foods.
Okay. And then when cooking at home, what can people do to keep their meals healthy?
Same, just use fresh fruit, just exactly what I've described above. Not using a lot of butter, oil, salt. Limiting ingredients when you're cooking a dish so you can taste the flavors. Cooking things as little as possible so that you get more nutrients from the food instead of cooking the nutrients out of the food.
Okay. And do you have any suggestions on what people can make to stay healthy but still have full flavor? Like any recipes or ideas of things to cook?
Salads are good, but that's not really a recipe. I suppose I think it'd be good you can make like nice vegetable soup, but just don't overcook it. Roasted vegetables are good. Steamed vegetables with lean proteins. Just like the other night, we had spaghetti squash instead of pasta with a nice homemade tomato sauce. Just put vegetables in everything and eat fruit for dessert.
Okay. And then do you believe what long-term effects do you think the quarantine or COVID-19 will have on people's eating habits, and do you think people will stay eating healthier or with these changed eating habits, or do you think they'll revert back to normal way once this situation kind of dissolves itself?
I think most people will revert back to normal, and for a while I think it'll probably go to more extreme because people will feel they're unleashed and probably go out to dinner more frequently, indulge themselves, celebrating freedom from quarantine. Not really freedom, but freedom from quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
I think people might, well, it's not really an eating habit.
But,
I could just see people storing more staples like beans and rice and cans of canned goods.
yeah, that's a long-term effect. People changing the way they prep or.
Right, so I think that people will store more food.
And what do you attribute to helping you get through the quarantine thus far in terms of eating habits and staying healthy?
Eating habits, again, just eating as many fresh, non-processed foods as you can. Eating less. Not snacking as often. And just maintaining a daily routine. making sure I walk every day. Now I'm starting to incorporate some other exercises into the day, take a break from working at home.
What kind of eating habits do you feel people should maintain to get them through this trying time?
Everything I've mentioned above, all just fresh fruits and vegetables, low fat, less as little processed food as possible. But I think it's still okay to have a sweet, just have treats because people need that when they're stressed out. Just having a small dessert, a couple, 2-3 times a week isn't gonna hurt anybody if they limit the quantity.
And a lot of people have been stocking up on different types of foods. Do you think this is important, and how will this impact what you buy at the store?
I haven't heard anything to indicate that there are going to be food shortages, so I have not been stocking up. I just buy what I like for the week. If I use a staple that I run out of, I'll try and buy some of that. But I haven't made a lot of extra purchases to stock up on staples.
Okay, that is it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.